Hey folks, Keith with 93 Lumber coming back at you with another beer and a Thomas, a Dutch Thomas.
It's a Thomas.
How are you doing, Thomas?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
So, full disclosure, Thomas has reviewed these for his channel, but they are in Dutch. And the other day I was like, hey, we should review some beers together. And he was like, oh, I still have these beers. And we can review them in English. And
exactly the inferior language.
Exactly. And I was like, hell yeah. So that's what we're doing. So the beer is Allagash White, a classic that I may or may not have had before. It is a Belgian-style wheat beer. Beer with coriander and curacao orange peel. I think that's how that's pronounced. Curacao.
Are you seeing this here? This is an important little thing.
Oh, yeah. I did. Rouse your yeast. Your curiosity just paid off with the can bottom up. Gently swirl to enrich the beer's flavor. Flip, open, and enjoy. Interesting.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to read the little thingy over here.
You go read the thingy. Go through the story time.
Allagash White. Our take on this Belgian style is brewed with coriander and curacao, orange peel, citrus forward, hazy, and refreshing. We brew all of our beer at a single brewery in Portland, Maine, just like we have since 1995. We did talk about canning dates before started this recording. Mine was canned on March 14th, 2022. And I don't remember if you said yours was the same or...
No, mine was like a little bit earlier. Mine is March 9th. Actually, I just realized it was my brother's birthday. Nice.
Oh, it was canned on your brother's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
When we celebrate his birthday, not his actual day of birth as in back then, because then this would have been old as balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact. This is actually, I talked about this in my Dutch review. This is what I consider a whale.
Oh,
I know a lot of people from the Netherlands, when they talk about the whales, they're all like Treehouse and Trillium and Horus and Bottle Logic and fucking hell, but stuff like this is what you guys can usually get pretty easily on shelves, right?
Yep.
These are in a positive way, these are your generic drinking beers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm much more curious as to what you guys drink regularly and what you guys consider like to be great everyday beers than some people go freaking wild about whales that even would be difficult for you to get, let alone me. So yeah. But I'm weird.
Yeah.
I got some dirty glassware, Mafia. I'm doing a Kyle here, and I got some dirty glassware.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us.
What, are you calling Kyle the best of us?
No, I was referring to you as the best of us.
That I am bloody well know. So just look at that color.
That is a light kind of lemonade kind of,
right?
Yeah.
It even has that sort of green tinge to it a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of like lime. It's kind of like a cream. Yeah. There's like a yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. It's great. I love the look of this beer. I love the head on that. That is like fluffy AF.
I have about a finger and a half of a nice fluffy white head.
It's just, when you think of like a wheat beer, this really is exactly what jumps to mind, right?
Yeah.
I love this thing.
A wheat ale, or like this reminds me of it also reminds me of like a saison or some saisons and like farmhouse ales and stuff like that.
Almost like a grisette.
Yes.
It has that sort of grisette, almost like yours looks a little less hazy than mine does. Well, not hazy, but turbid. But mine looks a little bit more cloudy, but it almost has that sort of unfiltered yours has that sort of unfiltered Pilsner look to it.
Yeah. I may not have swirled my can enough. This
is a crime against Allagash White. That's what it is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want to see what it smells like?
Oh man, I can't wait. I had this like 2 weeks ago and I'm already stoked again. This is like fucking awesome. I love this thing.
Mm. I feel like I'm getting a lot of coriander. There's like a big spicy thing.
There's that. It's a combination of that coriander and that sort of Belgian style yeast component. That spicy sort of.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For a second, I forgot that this was a Belgian style beer.
Yeah.
So
it has that. Yeah.
So it has that. That's a lot of coriander. But
it is, and it's from both the yeast and, of course, the added coriander.
Yeah.
But it's that. That's why adding coriander to these Belgian-style wit beers works so well, because it enhances something that's already there instead of just being another superfluous flavor. It's actually part of. I love that, and the orange and that zest of lemon, lime, orange, tangerine.
Yeah, I'm just getting a touch of it, and it does come off a little more, like you said, it comes off a little more like lemon lime kind of.
Absolutely. It has a little bit more of a hoppy presence, just slightly more than you might expect from a Belgian wit beer, but just a tad more.
I don't know. I think it smells pretty good.
It smells fucking amazing, man. I'm just gonna chuck everything in there straight away and just get every last bit of that yeast, deposit in there. Just make it hold. So there's a word I used in my review. I'm not going to use it straight away, but what I remember from the mouthfeel and how it tasted, I can already smell. And it smells pillowy. It smells like it's going to be soft and creamy and smooth and foam on your nose. And God, this thing is good.
You want to drink it?
Awesome. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. That does seem a little bit hoppier than a.
Yeah. I was smiling like ear to ear, man. This is fucking. This is my second can, and I only had 2 cans. I wish I had like a 12-pack of this.
Well, come to the States. You can get it. You drink it until you don't want to drink it anymore.
I think I'm not Republican enough to live in the States anymore. Sorry, that was too soon.
No, fair enough. That is. Yeah. God, that coriander is intense.
It is.
It is like I'm getting like a little, not like a heat thing, but like the little. It's doing its little spicy thing in my chest, kind of thing.
I know exactly what you mean. It's borderline. Now, I'm not one of those people that gets soapy notes when they eat coriander. But this is borderline to the point where I can understand where some people might have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It tastes like, it has a little bit of that, like you wash the dishes, but you didn't rinse them off enough kind of thing. So there's like that little bit of soapy residue.
And the weird thing is, it's supposed to be part of this beer. It works for this beer. And then just that mouthfeel.
Yeah. That citrus thing in the nose comes off very similar in the taste for me.
It's mostly lemon lime, and especially the zest. You know, it doesn't have. It doesn't have. I don't know about you, but often when I think about lemon and lime in beer, I think about the white part of the skin. You know, that bitter
The pith.
Pithy. Yeah, that pithy. This really has that zesty quality when you zest the lime, zest the lemon,
Yeah.
and you use that in like marinades or in dressings or whatever. It has that vibrant, strong, potent. I don't know. It's just fucking amazing. Oh, sorry, language. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, good. Fuck. God, this is just. It's so easy drinking. I could crush a can like of this in like 5 minutes. And
yeah, it's got a nice bitterness too, and I don't know if that's coming. Well, I'm assuming hops have something to do with that, but like I don't like the way the coriander comes off. Like I imagine that some of it's coming from that as well.
It has this sort of herbal bitterness thing. It also has that yeasty bitterness. You know what I mean? No.
Yeasty.
Sometimes in some beers that have big yeast deposits, I sometimes get this. If you add too much of the yeast deposit, you get a little bit of an extra bitterness to it. This is why I'm always careful with that sort of, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about like the bottom of the
that yeast, that yeast
Yeah.
deposit thing, that yeasty bitterness. That's what I'm talking about. So it has a sort of that bitterness. Again, something I'm okay with in a style like this because this is the lemon stuff, the soft bitter notes are all great, refreshing flavors on a hot day. And that's exactly when you want something like this. We never mentioned the ABV, by the way, or did we?
Oh, no, I didn't. Was
It's,
it on here?
yeah,
5.2.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is perfect for a beer like this. Yeah. This is mesmerizing. This is definitely one of the best beers I've had this year, just because this is what I think of when I think of beer.
Yeah. And I know, I think I may or may not have had this before because I know Matt from Massive Beers talks about it. Because it's so readily available. Like just in your head, you see it and you'll be like, oh, I'll get it next time or whatever.
Because you're like, I have so many beers at home,
yeah.
and blah blah blah. I need to work through that. And this is it's I don't know about Fahrenheit. I'm European. We use the normal scales. But when it's like 24, 25, 26 degrees Celsius out there, which I think is like I think it's in the upper 50s. I can quickly check on on Google, like 24.
Mine's a little bit more hazy.
Yeah. So, fucking Google. Celsius to Fahrenheit. There you go. 24 Celsius is 75 Fahrenheit. So when it's like 75 Fahrenheit outside for you, this is like one of those beers. You get home, you've been working all day. It's like not hot, like you're burning your ass off. It's like warm, it may be a little bit humid. You come home, you want to go make some dinner. You know, this is what you think of. This is the kind of beer that you want.
Yeah. Katie and I, Katie actually drank one of these. We were outside doing lawn stuff and planting and stuff like that. And she had one. I didn't have one because I wanted to save it for this. But this would have been awesome.
Right.
When we're outside.
Because it's complex enough that you pick up little notes here and flavor notes and tasting notes and everything, but it's also just basic in a good way. I think it's amazing, but that's just me.
Yeah. And I've like I said, I don't know if I have had this, it's been a while, but like everything that Allagash does is pretty awesome. So
Allagash is not that easily available here, so like you drink Allagash more often, I guess.
More often than you, yeah.
Probably. So what is like their go-to beer for you?
I don't know. Like the best beer that they have it's like a session Belgian style. I don't know what they call it. I don't remember. It's called River Trip. That one's really good. but they like a couple years ago they put out this like low ABV. I think it was like 3.2% or something like that.
Oh, that sounds good.
I think it was called Tiny House. I forget what it was, but it was just like a low ABV chugging beer. And I remember when I found it, I bought it, and then I got it home, and I was like, and then I didn't even think to look at the date on the can, and I looked at it, and it was like 5 months old or something. It was still
Okay.
It was still fantastic. And that beer, if I could get that regularly, I don't know if they only made it once or if it's a seasonal thing that we sometimes get that I just haven't seen.
But do you remember reviewing that maybe? Because that sounds so incredibly familiar that I think I've seen a video where you were talking about that beer. Is that possible?
I think that was before I started my channel. But I think Matt probably reviewed it.
It sounds so incredibly familiar. I do know that they do some awesome like bottled, corked stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've been hearing some awesome things about that. So
yeah, we don't get everything, but we can get like I could go right now and get like a bottle. I could get cans of a few different things, and it's kind of awesome. But it's also, you know, when you have the when you have the ability to get something, you tend to just overlook the fact that you can get it.
So one of my favorite Dutch beers, if I can get it out to you guys, I will. Is I think this is definitely better, but it's Gulpener Korenwolf, which is a Belgian-style Witbier with curacao and curacao, orange peel, coriander, everything. It's very similar to this. I think this is a bit more impactful. It's a beer that I can basically get in any supermarket. And every time I browse the beer section and I see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. I love that beer. I mean, I actually sell it where I work. You know, we sell it, and I see the can, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I should definitely bring one. I should definitely take one home. And I'm like, yeah, but all the other beers I still have. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. It's so awesome. It's so great. You keep thinking like, I'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah, because you know you can.
Yeah, but the problem is which tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's probably the same thing for this. But I think this is stunning. I don't know what your final verdict is, but I think this is. I mean, look at how much there's still only left in the glass. That's how easy it is to.
Yeah, I basically finished one. So, yeah.
Sugar, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one after this. Yeah. So. So yeah. Do you have any final thoughts? First, I'll say my final thoughts are I probably should have been drinking this more throughout the years than I have. But I am glad that I am drinking it now, and I am glad that I'm drinking it with you, Thomas.
Same thoughts. I'm glad to share this with you. It's definitely become one of my favorite beers ever because of, like what I said, it's both its complexity but also its simplicity. It's everything I want from a good wheat beer. It has that orange, it has that citrus vibe, that lemony, lime, tangerine, orange thing, the spicy herbal notes. It has that weedy astringency. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It has that soft. It's not sour, but it has that in the back of your thing, like where you go, it tingles a bit, like that astringent note. It's got a bitter note. It's refreshing. It's perfect, man. This is like perfection in a glass. And is it the most exciting beer that I've ever had? Well, yeah, yes and no, because flavor-wise and everything, it's not the most exciting beer ever, but seeing what it does to me, it's. I've had some of the most intriguing, most amazing, most spectacular barrel-aged stouts, barley wines, double IPAs. I could think of sours, things like lambics or whatever. And when I'm halfway through the glass, I'm like, this was amazing, and I'm glad I've had it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm halfway through the glass with this one, the only thing I'm thinking is, I can't wait to get another. And I think that's
Oh, finish your thought.
Well, I just wanted to say, I think that's the hallmark of a great beer, when you're halfway through the glass and you're like, I can't wait to have another.
Yeah. I was going to say, since this is going on my channel and you are in the Netherlands and I am in the States, where you can pretty much get this. I'm not sure what West Coast and Midwest distribution looks like, but like on the East Coast, you can get it pretty much anywhere, as far as I know. But where, for anyone who is not in the United States, where did you get yours from?
So, fun fact, an old classmate of mine from elementary and my first 2 years of high school, he works in and lives in the States. And at some point, a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago or so, he just out of nowhere, we hardly ever talk, like, because we live in different countries and we follow each other on Facebook and everything. And sometimes it's like hello and a like. And if he's in the Netherlands visiting family, he would, visit the shop, the old shop I used to work at, the old store. And he just, I don't know, sends me a message like, dude, I'm coming to the Netherlands for a week or two. Do you want me to bring you some beers? And I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds awesome. So he's like, there's this chain of liquor store, and this is the location that you should look at. If you see what they have in stock and pick some stuff, I'll get it for you. And I was like, I'm going to just browse their selection, secretly already hoping for Allagash White. And there it was, Allagash White. So I that's how I got this. This is not, as far as I know, this is not available in the Netherlands through any commercial way. It may be someday, because I know Cloudwater from the UK, which is not Europe anymore, of course, but Cloudwater from the UK is an official importer, I believe, of Allagash. I know they have a lot of Allagash on their web shop, just not Allagash White, but maybe that's like the threshold that we need, like getting it into. But that's how I got it. So fucking brilliant.
So
and you got it from a corner store.
Yeah, just the typical liquor store. Just walked in, picked it up, bought it.
I hate you for that. I really hate you for that. I wish I could just, maybe if it does, I'll start selling it where I work. I mean, apparently, I mean, go figure. Sierra Nevada's Torpedo is a big hit. Introduce that in the shop, and people love it. So there you go.
Oh, you actually have it at the shop?
Yeah, man. What do we have? We have barrel aged narwhal, pale ale, and torpedo.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Little liquor store in the Netherlands. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun.
This was a lot of fun.
Where can the people at home, or wherever they may be, find you on the interwebs?
Well, you're going to be a kind, great guy and drop a link to my channel in your description box.
Yes, I will. I will. Yes,
I'm subtle like that. But also, if you just look for Thomas Opent, Thomas, the way you would spell Thomas with an H, and Opent is Opent. If you just look for that in the old YouTube search bar, then you'll probably stumble over my little corner of the interwebs, where I do my thing. Most of it's going to be in Dutch. I sometimes do reviews in English. And like today, I converse with this fine gentleman here in his native tongue. So, there you go.
So, I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves and taking care of each other. You can like this video if you'd like to. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram at 93lumber. That's spelled out, 93lumber. And follow Thomas at his places. He's also on Instagram. I don't think he said Instagram. He's on Instagram, but I'll put all his stuff down below. So we will see you in the next one. Cheers, Thomas.
Cheers. Cheers, buddy.